Okay, we're live. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Dr. Norbert and Huggy Bear Show. Hope everyone's doing nice. Right now, we're getting into the final stages of this year, getting into the Christmas spirit, also getting a little colder out there. But we're glad you could join us today for this Season 9 TTS League Finals match. And with me tonight, finally, again, my regular and dear friend, my regular co-host and dear friend, the Huggy Bear. Hello, Huggy.
Hello, Norbert. I didn't realize you had periodical friends.
No, I didn't want to say it like that. It came out wrong. No, it's just that you've been very busy with your family
Yeah,
affairs, and
just a
apparently,
mess. Uh, th-
are your in-laws still with you?
no, no, not anymore. They went home.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, it's well, December is the month of Christmas, which means a ton of uh, Christmas events and whatnot with work. And then on top of that, my son's birthday is on December 12th. So that adds
Right.
something like 3 or 4 additional nights of celebration with various constellations. So yeah, the first 20 days of December just simply disappears, and then the last 10 days are, well, the holidays.
Wow. As I understand it as well, you've managed to drink all the glug out of the house, so you're glugless.
Yeah, Glugless. Yeah, I was gunning for a nice cup, but I had to settle for some regular diplomatic rum instead.
Ah, okay.
Too bad.
Today,
Would have been in for something hot.
so for folks out there, I learned what glug was for the first time when I came over here in 2012. Not too long after that, we got invited out to one of the first Iron Moots, and Iron Moot was in that little kind of hall that I forget what it was. Do you remember? Were you at that one where it was a
Yes, it was in a hotel, right?
No, no, it was in some sort of like hall that like for events that you'd go to. It had a marquee on the front and it had Iron Moot lit up in letters and everything. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, it was the first one, I think. It was really fun, and it was that where I had glue for the first time, which is basically mulled wine for British people, British speaking people.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's kind of similar to the German Glühwein. Um,
yes, exactly.
Only I think it's slightly stronger and you drink it in smaller cups.
It's just as delicious. All right, so tonight we have Pat Dunford from our local London, England meta, and he is playing against Shadow Marvel. Shadow Marvel, as it turns out, is from my where I used to live. He lives in Manhattan, in New York State. So we have a really fun match between the East Coast of the United States and one of the uh, European brackets. Um, so looks like I'm looking at whose colors are these? The red ones. So this must be Shadow Marvel. He's got Black Widow, Core Widow, Bullseye, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Winter Soldier, Thanos with Power Gem and Mind Gem, Pyro. Yeah, new character, Pyro. Nick Fury and Howling Commandos, and Nick Fury Jr. with his Shield agents.
So Shield,
Shield.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love Shield.
And,
Thanos Shield. Oh my God, what's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know. The cars are all akimbo here. But Pat is bringing, I think, his Nebula. That looks like what's her name? Mystique, Groot, Gamora, Angela, Winter Soldier, Toad. Ooh, damn it! I missed the last few. But it looks
Well,
like a,
it appears to be his regular Guardians setup with Thanos in there, the pumped up Thanos. So remains to be seen if we're gonna see a Thanos off.
yeah,
Almost a blast from the past there.
like old times.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure who chose which, so we'll have to ask that information. But we have Research Station on the table along with Mutant Madmen. Mutant Madmen, for people who remind them, this is where you roll your physical defense to see if you flip it. Um, And then during the cleanup phase, each player controlling a trap chooses an enemy character within 2 of that trap, and that character suffers 1 damage and gains 1 power.
Right.
Good evening, everybody in the chat. PHP, I used to live in the New York City area before I moved over to London, which is almost 11 years ago now. It'll be 11 years in March. And he's asking if people can change rosters between rounds. Yes, we have open rosters from round to round this season. So it's all a big surprise when we log in.
Which is a change that seems to have been overall appreciated, the way I hear.
Yeah,
But
did you?
You did that survey thing. Do you are you inclined to tell us anything about that?
No, I'm not going to tell anyone anything just yet. However, I am going to say that the survey is open until this Saturday, the 17th. So do fill out the
Right.
survey to give us your input. But you might have been referring to the panel discussion that I recorded as well about the evolution of the leagues. Is that right?
I was not, but you can tell me about that too.
Yes. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see one of the most recent video uploads is the one that we did where we had a panel discussion of some prominent players and from the leagues in the past, talking a bit about what they'd like to see happen going forward in TTS leagues, just as a way to kind of get people, some ideas or some thinking about what some other people are thinking, so that they can get inspired to take the survey. All right. Well, the players quickly chose their rosters, so let's see who took what. So on Shadow Marvel's side, we have Luke Cage, Pyro. Is this a regular Iron Man? No.
Those are that weird thing has happened with his
Okay.
cards. But
It's Nick Fury and the
looks
Howling
like Iron
Commandos.
Man,
Yeah, there it is.
Howling Commandos, Pyro, Nick Fury, and Luke Cage.
Yes.
That's a really nice team there. 16 points.
Heroes for Hire is a card. Eye in the Sky, Battlefield Medicine, Helios Laser Bombardment, and Sacrifice.
Love that team.
Yeah, you're in a good position to talk about it. Pat's taking Groot, Star-Lord, Rocket, and Thanos, his favorite lineup. And one that works out quite nicely, apparently, for 16 points. Real quickly, yep. Huggy, he's got Recalibration Matrix, We Are Groot, Power of the Cosmos, ooh, Fallback, and Deadly Duo. Power of the Cosmos is Thanos gets to do an energy attack, which is Area 1, 6 dice. Costs him 4 power to do it. But he adds 1 to the range for each affinity gem the character has. So he'll be doing it range area effect 3.
Yeah.
And an enemy character damaged by the attack is pushed short away from the character. Wow.
So it's very convenient on Researcher.
Yeah. Seems like these are some tuned lists for Researcher.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see here if the players adapt to the new... no, they're not doing the new version of Researcher, right?
Correct.
It's still the old Crises.
Correct.
So, the only difference for this Crisis setup means that you're still going to score 2 VPs if your Researcher ends up within 1 of the opponent's, or the evac point closer to the opponent's side. In the new version, it's only 1 VP, which makes it so that you can't really don't care about the secures and go all in on the Researcher, basically. You have to include the secures a little bit more, turns them a little bit more live. I like it.
Okay, cool. What did I want to mention? Oh, I just wanted to mention real quick the terrain. We've got a size 4 truck on Shadow Marvel's side, size 2 dumpster, size 3 bugle, size 3 taco truck back here, size 3 store over here.
Not a single model on the table able to throw terrain over size 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. So the relevant pieces will be here, here, and here. Okay. Right, we have Thanos pretty much in the center. He's kind of being obstructed by that taco truck. Groot and Rocket are on the left flank. Star-Lord here is on the bottom, on the right flank. And Shadow Marvels put Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos in the middle, Nick Fury Jr. and his grunts also in the middle, Luke Cage just to the left, Pyro just to the left, and Iron Man way out on the right flank.
We've seen on a number of occasions the raw strength that Pat possesses with this team setup. The Guardians are really dangerous and good at punching above their weight, and Thanos with power and Space Gem is just the, hands down the best model in the game. That's just a fact. And Shadow Marvel has a couple of interesting tools for dealing with this. First one that comes to mind is Helios Laser, which is great for sniping out Thanos. And I'm not seeing a sacrifice on Pat's side. Well, obviously he couldn't take it because he spent all of his restricted slots for Infinity Gems. The Howling Commandos have their grenades attack that incinerates. That brings Thanos, it makes him way more killable pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Pyro can put root on him, which should be very impactful.
Whoa. Interesting. Yes.
So the only character here that might not be that geared for Thanos in particular is Luke Cage, but he is just a great character in general. If you would have, I mean, he has, with his Heroes for Hire, he can still stop a key attack, even though it's not from a Corvus, which you would possibly expect when seeing Thanos across the table. But yeah, Thanos has a ton of displacement abilities, and Shadow Marvel doesn't have a ton of those. So Pat is definitely favored on the control side. Shadow Marvel is gonna have to do damage and
choose violence.
take Thanos down. Yeah, he's gonna have to choose violence. There is a sneaky play you can do because the shield agents on Nick Fury, they still count as contesters for purposes of the researcher. So you can activate him last and get 2 models onto the researcher with 1 activation. But then you will most likely be standing with your Nick Fury facing down Thanos. So it sounds kind of painful, but we'll see what he chooses.
All right, let me catch everybody up. Shadow Marvel had priority, so he moved Iron Man up to the top right point. He successfully flipped it, and then he moved himself in the middle. Pat must have passed then, because then Luke Cage went. He went to the bottom right token, flipped it successfully, and then moved closer to the middle as well, although not quite as close as he could have, I noticed. He didn't go the full length of the stick. And now we have Rocket moving into position to possibly, to take on that point there, flip it, and then possibly shoot Iron Man. I'm not sure if he was still in range.
I'm not entirely sure why Shadow Marvel elected to place his Iron Man where he did. If he had placed him slightly further backwards, he would have cover by standing on top of the truck and probably still be within a medium move of the researcher. Or he could have placed him like slightly further forward to get cover from the dumpster there. Because from where he's standing now, he's not gonna get cover against this plasma attack from Rocket.
Okay. Rocket was able to successfully flip the trap, and I guess he's going to go ahead and blast Iron Man. Ooh, fantastic hit. 5 hits, including 1 crit. Shadow Marvel got 2 crits so far. No other saves. That is, and another hit gets rolled in, so that is 6 into 2. He takes 3 damage because of the damage reduction. Big swing right out of the gate for Pat.
Indeed.
That's that bloody Rocket, man. He always does this. Everybody's, so many characters have 5 dice attacks, but it's always Rocket who manages to blow the shit out of everybody with them.
Did Pat even spend his winged token?
No, it's not. No, he didn't. It's still there.
or he didn't use it and just forget to remove it?
Possibly. I'm not sure. Possibly. I'm drinking Chivas Regal tonight, everyone. I have it down
Ooh,
here. Yeah, I had.
classy.
Yeah. You should have seen me though. Last stream I was up in Norfolk, and so I had some Norfolk whiskey, which was really fun.
Mm.
Yeah, really nice. Shadow Marvel
There a-
showing some bling with his Gamers Guild tools. Really nice. Love to see
If
that.
I were Shadow Marvel, which I'm not, I would try make my main objective of this round one to put root on Thanos by activating Pyro last. However, that's not gonna be possible. Instead, he has
So
put
he's
him rather aggressively forward.
yeah, he's moved Pyro forward for reasons I don't quite understand. I don't think he might be within one of that token, probably, but not sure why. Star-Lord's moving up. He's going to go ahead and try to flip his token. And does it barely? Okay. But he does it, and he's within range 4 of Pyro.
Thing is that if Pyro had I think that Pyro could have stand like 1 or 1.5 inch back, still be within one and out of range from Star Lord
Oh my
this
god.
early. He's pretty aggressively placed, and
Oh god, look at
Pat
that.
is profiting from
Oh
that.
my
Oh my
god.
word!
He must have
Oh my word!
sacrificed.
He's one shot. Oh my god!
Oh,
But
oh.
but I mean, let's remember Shadow Marvel could have placed him just a tad back, 1 inch back, and I don't think Star Lord would have been able to reach him with a medium move and range 4 round one.
Yeah, F in the chat if you did not like that disgusting roll that Pat just did. So that's 6 hits into 4 skulls. I mean, what the F? Give some Fs for these two players. They deserve it. Oh man. Okay. But look, Shadow Marvel is a canny player. He knows what he's doing. He's been in the finals many times. He plays in real life very well. So there might be a plan to have
There
Pyro
might
up
be a
there.
plan that we're not seeing. Absolutely.
So he's moved Holly. No, he's moved the shield agents forward once. He's looking to move again, but maybe stay outside of 4 of Star Lord. Not sure, in or out. Let's see what he does.
Apparently, you're right.
So is he within 4? I missed that.
He placed himself outside of 4.
Outside of 4. Okay. Now Nick Fury Jr. is going in.
Climbing on top of the truck.
Truck. Yeah. Okay. He's taking the short stick. No.
There is an interesting line of play here, possibly where he can move with his last activation, move the commandos up, and then I'm a bit confused. Shadow Marvel had first activation, right?
Yes.
So, or did Pat pass at some
No.
point? Because
He had priority. Shadow Marvel. He had 2 wilds in the roll, and Pat did not. Pat had a hit and a wild, so he
yeah,
definitely had
yeah,
priority.
just why does Pat have 2 activations left and Shadow Marvel only has 1 with 1 more model on the table?
Well, he passed once. Oh,
Yeah,
you know what it is? Iron Man doesn't have a tick. Iron Man needs a tick.
right. No, no, he still only has 1. Pat still has 2 models to go, and Shadow Marvel only has 1. Pat shouldn't. Oh yeah, Pat can pass away priority because of the grunts.
Grunts. There you go.
There it is.
Grunts.
There it is.
So Wargaming Dad, if you're listening, maybe you can pop in there and tell them to put a tick on Iron Man so it doesn't mess up during the cleanup phase, if you have a moment. Utility Cookie in the house. Good to see you back, my friend. What are you drinking tonight? You're a whiskey fan. Are you on the whiskey tonight? Uh-oh. I mentioned whiskey and now the wife comes into the room. It's just a small one. It's just a small one. Don't worry. All right, Cookie, tell us what you're drinking tonight. We got Diplomatico, and I have Chivas, and I have my Christmas tie on. I even moved the mic so people can
Nice
see it.
one.
You see?
I'm not even wearing a tie.
Yeah, well, it's because
I feel underdressed.
Smokehead whiskey. Where is it from, Cookie?
Sounds
Yeah, sounds like the
sounds
kind that
manly.
sounds very peaty, which is
Yeah.
not, I have to say, not my favorite. But if it's really peaty, I want to know because my parents really like peaty whiskey, Cookie. So I might consider buying that for them. Right, so that's Groot. Groot moving up within range to bodyguard Raccoon, but closer to the middle of the table. This leaves the final activation for Howling Commandos on Shadow Malvar's side.
Yep.
He's moving up. Whoa, it's a gin. Sorry, it's a whiskey from Hamburg. Amazing. Right, so he's moved up front, and the Howling Commanders are now going to shoot Groot. The thing about shooting Groot is you give him power, and that's what he wants. Is that one shield? Oh God. Oh Shadow Marvel. I hope this is not the game. Did you sacrifice properly, young man, before you came to this match? Because the dice don't seem to indicate that you have properly made appropriate appropriations to the dice gods. Ooh, a whole bunch of what just happened? Battlefield medicine happened. He healed up. Nick Fury healed up Iron Man with Battlefield medicine.
All right. Good choice.
Good to have Coffee in the house. Congratulations, Coffee, for winning your quarterfinals match. He is in the semifinals. Probably scouting out the competition now. Crafty Coffee. I got to make a note about that whiskey. Smokehead whiskey. Always good to have a good gift, especially when it's peaty, because I don't like them as much, and so it's harder for me to find them. I'm not so familiar with them. Smokehead whiskey. Boom. All right.
So Shadow Marvel has elected not to even try to go for the researcher as things stand, which is a good call, I think, because Thanos would have had an easy time getting off that point anyway.
Yep.
Question is if he's placed the Howling Commandos far enough forward for Thanos to be able to walk up, Space Jam, and punch them, and possibly send them flying into Nick Fury.
Hello, Kenji Feathers. Good to have you here on the show. Hope
Kind of dangerous, though, to push Thanos forward with Shadow Marvel having priority.
Yeah.
And a
because you're absolutely right. He Shadow Marvel did not fall into the classic trap that Thanos wants on this, which is put people in the middle, because then Thanos goes in there, punches some people, and then moves everyone out and scores the point anyway. But he's given Pat a really hard dilemma here because he wants to score, but like you said, if he goes up there to score, he's just going to get blasted.
Yep.
Interesting.
Well, Shadow Marvel is at least going to have one activation to blast before Thanos. But then again, Thanos doesn't want to activate early. No. So Pat might put himself in a position here where he's forced to do that and have a slightly less effective round 2 as a consequence. We'll see. Then again, he has a couple of good defensive cards for dealing with such issues, like thinking mainly of fallback and recalibration matrix. Removing a spike into Thanos is always powerful.
Okay, I missed some stuff. What happened?
Not sure. There seems to be a bit of a lag.
Yeah, I see. I think so too. They're probably doing the cleanup phase. Oh no, it's a push. They're resolving a push.
Yeah. No, it's a throw, I would assume.
Throw, okay.
Oh my god, he one-shot the commandos. And now he sends them flying, possibly killing the agents. And, oh my God! Oh my God! This is horrible for
Shadow
Shadow
armor.
Marvel.
Wow. So let's
Oh
catch people
no,
up.
no, 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 no.
Thanos went ahead and punched the Howling Commandos, I guess. Is that what it was?
Yep.
And not only one-shotted them, but got the wild so that he could throw them. He threw them into the shield agents, and the shield agents got wiped out. Why is is this on the
This
sky?
is Cosmic Portal
Cosmic
from
Portal.
Thanos,
Right, Thanos. Okay, Thanos. See,
and
that's the
he's
problem
moving
here.
everyone out of the way.
He one-shotted them with a fantastic roll. Again, Pat's dice are on fire tonight, and that gives him all the power. And this is the exact obnoxious part about Thanos, because then not only do you have to suffer the one shot, but now he gets to use all that power you just gave him and mess up everybody else on your team. It really is like. Wargaming Dad suggesting that Thanos might now move Groot onto the point. Maybe not now after that successful attack, because Christ, he's just moving everybody away. Oh my God,
Yeah.
disaster for Shadow. I hope he's not tilting. You can do it, dude. Don't.
There is still the possibility here for Shadow Marvel. I mean, uh, I think he might feel slightly compelled to do an immediate Helios laser into Thanos and try and daze him.
Yeah, yeah.
That could be impactful. Because um, given the fact that both Pyro and the Howling Commandos have been taken out, they will have a ton of power on them starting round 2. So he could possibly get to a 15, 16 dice or something, 17, 18 maybe dice Helios laser into Thanos. Could do the trick, but it's still kind of a big ask given the fact that there's a recalibration matrix as well.
Unbelievable. All right. He did, in fact, good on Wargaming Dad for calling the Groot move. Pat has moved Groot onto the point, so there's two hefty characters now on that researcher. People want to remind podcasters that Thanos exists in the chat. That maybe we should now that Malekith has been the nerfed, that the nerf Thanos sign needs to be dusted off.
Big guy's back.
Try Knives is looking for friends in Wisconsin. He's moving to Wisconsin. And he's looking for MCP players out in the Midwest. Try Knives, I hope you come to Adepticon if you're going to be out there. Adepticon's happening at the end of March. I'll be there. I'm super stoked for it. We got to get Huggy out there one day.
Oh, I would love to.
Yeah, dude.
18, 20. He could make a 20 dice Helios laser here into Thanos. That could definitely affect the course of the game heavily. Dazing
Right.
Thanos is.
Oh, sorry. Ooh,
We'll see. Ooh,
server disconnected. Thought there was something going on. Sorry about that, guys.
technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. I'm not sure what happened there. And it's taking its time resetting. So let's talk about the chat. People are helping the Wisconsin fella finding new players in there. Indigo Freak, thank you so much for the peaty whiskey suggestions that you just PM'd me. Awesome. I do know about Ardbeg. I know that one. I've gifted them Port Charlotte. Good shot on that one. Lagavulin they like, and Lafroig they like. They both like those. So I
Ardbeg
try.
is one of my favorites.
Which one?
And Port Charlotte was unexpectedly good.
Yeah, it's a little niche distillery.
Yeah.
Sorry
For
guys,
sure.
it's still.
But as I think I mentioned, I'm more of a Highland guy, even though I do enjoy my smoky Isla whiskeys at times. But Highland, we're talking Highland Park, we're talking Glenlivet, we're talking Glen Grant.
Are these peaty
Glenfiddich.
or just lightly peaty? What are they?
Peaty.
No, are those whiskeys you mentioned very peaty, smoky?
Oh, no, no, no. Highland is very smooth.
Okay. Yeah, I like those better too.
Um, I'm not entirely sure if that's the reason, but the thing about smoky whiskeys is that it's not actually smoke. It's that they are stored close to the sea, and they absorb like the saltiness and
Yeah.
the seaweed aromas and all that. Whereas Highland, then you have the smooth mountain air, which gives for a yeah slightly less masculine flavor.
Nice. I think this new software that I have that's showing a little background on me is slowing me down. I'm going to see if I can turn it off. Hold on a second. Webcam. Let's change this. Yeah, I think this is causing too much problems. Let's see if that works. Yes. There's that. There's that. And I'm going to turn off the software. It's not worth it. I had a feeling that might be the case. Hopefully this works now. Ooh, I'm all small. There we go. Yeah, hopefully that was the problem, and now it's slowly.
Working its way back.
Yeah, I think it was that camera. This is going much
Should have
faster now.
some intermission music.
Well, I don't know. Let's talk about are you playing some of the new scenarios already?
Mm, I have been trying some of them, mainly the new senators actually, because that's the craziest one. I think it's just a big pile of
No, it's okay. We're still on. We're good. You good?
right, just a big pile of extracts right in the middle of everything.
All right, let's try
So
again.
it's and so it looks really fast and friendly for avoidance play, but given the fact that you are not allowed to do more than one move action while holding a senator, it turns into a really big brawl right in the middle, and it's really interesting. It makes it certainly increases the market value of things like Bodyguard, characters like Luke Cage, Heroes for Hire, Steve Rogers. Um,
Are you
pos-
finding the games faster now?
oh yes, on average, every game is one round shorter,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a good thing, I think. You will still see the occasional round five, round six long game, but most games will end in round four and possibly even be decided in round three, where where one player has gone to 14 or 15 points, only needing to score a few round three. But then again, there are so many points on the table, so there will be fewer occasions where you get to win a game by just running away with one extract to score the last point, because there might just be enough points for your opponent to catch up and go past you if you just leave everything.
Oh wow.
So, and a ton of things to explore. After my first three games on New Crises, my feeling was basically forget everything you know.
All right, we caught up a little bit, everybody. Pyro must have gone. I see his little tick mark there because there's also a root and a slow on Thanos now. Thanos is activating. He's just moved Luke Cage further away, probably to prevent bodyguarding. And now he's going to do some. Oh, is he going to do his special attack, the power of the cosmos? Yeah, sure enough. I think. We'll see. Maybe not. But this is bad. So Thanos is going to go slow instead of medium. Maybe not the worst thing in the world, but the root is annoying. And I should mention that they've moved. Pat's moved the researcher closer to the station on Shadow Morpher's side.
Right. So apparently we did not see the spectacular Helios laser.
No, so we didn't miss anything too good. Pyro must have just moved up and put all that activity on. Um, how does he do that? Is it his attacks or is it a superpower that he can do the rooting and the slowing?
It's a superpower called Firewall. It puts slow and root on a character, but I think the cost is only 2 power, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's 2 cost, and that is just a steal, to be honest.
Really, it's really good. All right, can you see the screen now, Huggy?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay. Ooh, we saw Sacrifice and Eye in the Sky being played. Wow. All at once. This is, ooh, or maybe not. Which one? Just Sacrifice. Sacrifice got played. Thanos is going into, I guess he's going to go into Pyro. I'm not sure who spent the Sacrifice, but we're about to find out.
Pyro is pretty dangerous because has also has multiple ways of putting Incinerate on Thanos, and that is dangerous.
So 4 hits into 1 save. That was indeed into Pyro. So that's 3 damage onto Pyro. He's got 2 left before he's knocked out of the game.
Pyro has so many things on his card.
Yeah, Pyro's
Such
a fantastic
great character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to see a lot of Brotherhood, I think, on the tables.
Web Warriors absolutely despise him.
Because of those, what, the slow? Incinerates?
The slow and the root.
Mm.
And it's cheap enough that he will be handing those out like candy.
Like candy. Or like Glug at Christmas time.
I can't think of any Web Warriors character that doesn't get their day ruined by having root and slow on them.
Mm. All right, Pat. Still debating
Possibly
about what
Moon
else.
Knight.
Still debating about what to do with Thanos' second activation or second action. Looks like he is going to just go ahead and take out Pyro. Call it a day.
It appears that he took root off. No, root's still there. That's the check.
Yeah. It was, I think, the winging it token that went away.
Oh, right. I just saw a token disappear.
Yeah, it was the winging it.
Assumed it was a condition.
I was hoping to just wipe out one-shot Pyro, get him out of there.
Yep.
Now, Eye in the Sky is being played. That's what's going on.
Yep.
So
Shadow Marvel taking care to have Pyro stand within 3 of Luke Cage so that he can use Heroes for Hire if need be.
Yep. And that means that Pat is looking to see if he uses his range 3 attack on Thanos or what. Oh, he's doing the AoE. Nice one. AoE 3.
Right.
So this is Howling Command. This is, I guess, everybody, including Nick Fury Jr. behind the truck.
Yeah, and most likely including Luke Cage after he has teleported in there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so he'll get hit twice, Luke Cage, will he? Is that how it works? No, he just becomes the new target.
Yeah, the targeting process happens first. So first he's determining all the targets, and then it doesn't matter if new targets appear within range after this step.
Right.
At least that's how I think it
Oh,
works.
he's moved. Freaking Thanos!
Oh yeah, we forgot. It's still Thanos.
So what a scumbag! Oh my God! So yeah, so what's happened is he's used his superpower to move Pyro outside of Luke Cage's.
So no power of the cosmos then.
Oh man! All right.
Just
ooh, bad roll this time.
Good old-fashioned. It was enough.
2 hits and no save, sadly, for Shadow Marvel. It was a crappy hit, but Shadow Marvel's dice are even worse. So that's it for Pyro. He's been knocked out. Thanos still rooted and slowed and sitting on the researcher with 3 power. And what's this now? It's another attack? Not sure. Cookie pointing out the utility Helios laser now has fewer dice to fuel it, unfortunately.
Yep. So it's gone down significantly in punch. And the Howling Commandos are also in their injured side, so they might disappear from the game shortly if things continue to go this way.
Coddle, good to see you. What does got your back mean? Got your back, he wrote in
Got
the
your back.
chat.
That's yeah. When a character is dazed or KO'd, the Howling Commandos can pay 2 power to immediately do a prototype weapons attack against the character that caused the daze or KO.
Okay, cool. So it's just like Winter Soldier, essentially.
Yeah. It's Winter Soldier, but it's 1 power cheaper for some reason.
Wow. Okay. Anyhow, didn't do any damage. I think. Yeah, because 2 hits, 1 save, but then Thanos has the damage reduction of 1, so no save. Thank you, Coddle, for pointing that out. Right, so we're over to Shadow Marvel, who's going to try to move those commandos. Luke Cage moving up into range 1 of the point there.
Yep.
Trim the Cat saying that it's cheaper for the commandos because it has shorter range than Bucky's.
Yeah, sure. Range 4 rather than range 5.
Yeah. Well, it kind of matters.
And they have a bigger base.
Ask any lady out there.
Risky, are we?
There's Rocket wanting to get into the action. He's feeling a little left alone over there. I think he probably wants to just be near Groot more than anything else.
I agree. Checking to see if he can get within stealth range of the commandos. They do have stealth, which is easy to forget.
Who does? The commandos do. Oh, amazing. Yeah, they're, I think, a really good model.
They're an amazing model. They're such a great addition to. I rate them even higher than Iron Man in Shield.
I believe that. I've seen them in action now a couple times. They look fantastic, but they're not getting a lot of podcaster play. Need those podcasters to wake up.
I think they've received their appreciating mentions here and there, but
okay.
but I still see people considering Iron Man, rating him higher than the Howling Commandos, and I would say that they are way more versatile. And I'm actually gone a little bit colder on Iron Man lately, because of the fact that he has no movement shenanigans. So on certain crises, he quite often ends up in a situation where he's forced to choose between moving and attacking. Whereas you can have Bucky or the commandos who have ways of placing off of other characters and getting within range and double attacking, plus having that extra move. That amounts to a whole lot over the course of a game.
So, Pat's decided not to move Rocket. He's moving Star-Lord instead into range 3 of the commandos. Hey, you mentioned Iron Man. Take a look at this, what I got for myself. There's a little St. Nicholas gift. Is this coming through? Look at this. This is a mouse pad that I bought for myself.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool? Isn't that an awesome
Very
image
cool.
of Iron Man? Thanks. Yeah, I saw this, and I was
Really
like,
nice.
damn, this thing is speaking to me. I had to get that one. I was looking for a mouse pad, so. Right. So, okay. Shadow Marvel, sorry. Star-Lord moved up. I saw Thanos is now giving him extra dice for the attack, I suppose. Yep. And then he's going to shoot, I'm guessing, the commandos.
I couldn't see if he had enough power to do full auto.
I I don't think so, because he didn't. Oh wait, he did kill Pyro, right? So he might have.
Did you see if he paid power for hit and run?
It's Cottle says it's full auto with hit and run. How do you like that? Yeah, I
Mm.
thought he'd be flush with power.
I was expecting something like that because he made a ton of power from one-shotting Pyro last round.
Huh.
So
5 power. Yeah.
gunning for a second one-shot here.
Oh, here's for
Up,
hire. Here
here's
it
for
goes.
hire.
Yep.
Here
Okay.
it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Not unexpected.
Nope.
But it's energy into Luke Cage, and that's not a bad thing. All
He's
right.
quite tanky against everything, but physical is.
Oof. Three wilds in this full auto. 3 wilds.
Oh
Wow.
my.
Man, Pat really he had the right sacrifice. Oh my God, he rolled a winging it into 2 more hits. That's 8 hits into 1 shield, plus the damage
That's
reduction.
that's that's gonna one-shot him.
Son of a bitch, Shadow Marvel has got to be ready to table flip. I hope there's no
Here
small
comes another
cats or
got you back.
dogs. Yeah. Oh, it's got you back. Okay. I was wondering what's going on. Okay. Cool. Good hit. 2 crits in that wild. Rolling 2 crits in. Lead to nothing, sadly. 3 into 1 shield. 2 hits go through.
Interestingly enough, the wild there triggers a short move towards the target if the commandos elect to use that.
Interesting. Okay. Pat's going to do his hit and run now. He's moving outside of 3 of the commandos. He's going to try to flip the trap. And
I think he placed himself just within 3 of the commandos.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
Because...
okay. No, he flips it. Whoops. Within 3. All right, he's within 3 of the commandos. Yeah, because they're range 4, so he might as well be within 3. Okay, and if it wasn't clear, Luke Cage did indeed get one-shot dazed. Golly. I'm gonna have a drink for Shadow Marvel.
Yeah.
Let's give him some pity.
Turns out winging tokens plus Death's Decree are still a thing.
Okay, it looks like Iron Man into Groot, perhaps? Nice hit. Shadow Marvel is rolling a crit into 4 hits so far. Crit doesn't do anything. 4 hits into no saves. Nice. A lot of violence on the table tonight.
An involuntary push.
Yeah.
Ooh, no. He didn't do all the damage.
No, 6 out of 7. But Groot's flush with power now.
Yeah, and the thing about Groot is that he just heals back a ton of damage if you don't kill him.
It's good to see everybody in the chat tonight. I hope everybody's getting ready for a nice Christmas if you celebrate, or Hanukkah if you celebrate that. I think you've been enjoying season 9 going late into the year. I have. I know it's a little tricky now at the holidays, but it's been fantastic watching everybody play these high-level games here towards the end and signing off basically for what would I say, MCP 1.5 going into 1.75, I guess, next year.
Yeah.
And there's
with the Crisis revamp. But do you think we might see a yearly update on the Crisis side as well?
I don't know. They did kind of
like I don't know.
They inferred it based on the way they described it, like the name of the box and the kind of the
box. I quite can't remember reading Crisis Pack 2023, but
yeah, exactly. I don't know.
It would make sense.
It'd be great, but it's a lot of work, is the thing.
Yeah, you know, that's true. But you don't have to switch out all crises every year.
Fair.
Let's say you switch out half or even a third.
All right. Pat trying to figure out what to do here, I guess. Not sure what they're trying to work out because there's the push. Came from Iron Man's attack. But now
I think this is a fallback.
fallback. Okay. Yep. Trim's acknowledging our efforts in cleaning ourselves up for the announcing duties. You're very welcome, Trim. We like to do it. I got my Christmas tie on. If you missed it earlier, it's my special old school St. Nicholas Christmas tie. And Huggy always looking dapper with his little kerchief poking out there.
Yeah, I'm currently in a pocket square period. So much fun stuff you can do with a pocket square. Really puts the dot over the I of a nice
Yeah.
outfit,
Ooh.
and there are so many combinations you can.
Yeah, it's a simple thing and it changes the whole look. So this is
Yeah.
Iron Man into Thanos. He did a great hit. 4 hits so far. Thanos rolling just 1 save with 1 reduction means he'll be taking 2 hits. Nicely done, Iron Man.
Yeah.
But no push, sadly. Right, Pat's right into it. He's getting Groot back in the action. Groot's sitting on just 1 hit point, but he's got 6 power.
Yeah. And now
He
we
could do
might.
We Are Groot, right? Between
Yeah,
Star-Lord.
sadly, that 2 power do damage on Thanos gave him exactly the power he needed to do another Death's Decree. No. Root. Forgot about Root. So he can't
Yeah.
still can.
Can't do it just yet. Okay. He
But
is. Ooh, it looks like a spender going into the Howling
yep,
Commandos.
we are Groot. I am Groot. The card is We Are Groot, and the attack is I am Groot. Yeah.
Probably. Yahtzee for Pat. It's got 1 of everything.
Not a great attack roll though.
Oh, it rolled in a blank. But no saves. So Howling Commandos are going to take. Oh, sorry,
Stagger.
1 save. I beg your pardon. 1 save. So they're taking 2 hits and get staggered.
And thrown.
Thrown. Nice. Let's see where he's
far away.
Far away.
Into Africa.
Such a great model to Africa. Not quite Africa yet. Above Sahara African, the Mediterranean Africa so far. Still got to be tossed into the desert still. I hope everybody gets some nice MCP gifts under the tree. Oh, is Pat going to make him hit that thing? Sure enough. So he takes another damage from hitting the lamppost. The lamppost will go away. Nice. Yeah, I hope you get some MCP. Huggy, you own all the MCP. There's no MCP that your wife could give you at this point.
Well, I haven't managed to get my hands on Pyro and Blob or the Weapon Xbox yet.
Oh, well, I hope she's listening.
But they should be on the shelves in Sweden this week, I think.
Okay. So you're gonna send her out in the snow? I feel like it's time. Your moment. Santa's workshop is delivered.
Thing is that usually we don't give each other Christmas gifts that way. We usually agree upon something to buy together for the home or something.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's nice. Good for you. We bought ourselves.
Well, because there's obviously nothing she can give me. I have what I need. Although, she would only buy the wrong models anyway. Something I already own. So.
I know it's actually quite daunting, I think, for non-gamers to try to deal with this. We bought ourselves a trip to Norway to go cross-country skiing for the first time.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's in March.
Sounds delightful. Which part of Norway?
Venebu. It's
Never heard of.
It's not too far from Lillehammer, as I understand.
Lillehammer, okay.
Yeah, not far. Which is a great.
That's in the south.
Yeah, it's not terribly far. We did a little bit of cross-country skiing in Finland 3 years ago, I think, just like a taster afternoon, and we liked it so much that we decided we want to do a whole week of it. So we're going to try it out.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Howling Commandos going after Groot, trying to daze him after a disappointing activation, and I'm sure this will happen, but you never know. You never know in MCP. That's 2 hits with a crit, no saves, and that's it. Dazed Groot.
As you know, I am of the opinion that you have to kill Thanos. Currently, the way things have turned out, Pat has forced Shadow Marvel to sort of spread his damage around.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that he's gotta start doing some serious work on Thanos, because I don't see Pat losing this unless Thanos loses a turn by getting dazed before he activates.
Yeah.
Then the magic can start to happen for Shadow Marvel, but he needs one or two spikes into the big eye.
Well, this is it. I think people have forgotten about Thanos, and I find you either have to completely ignore and try to mitigate him, or you go all out. Like everybody's just pounding into him. And
Agreed.
halfway measures do not work. They just don't work. Yeah, PHP. We're not blaming Shadow Marvel at all. He had some seriously bad breaks right now. He's doing the best he can with what he's got left. He's keeping it calm, keeping it cool. You never know, though. You kind of lose sight of things if things go horribly wrong. So it's tough. It's tough, and Thanos is no easy pairing against.
Oh, looks like the Commandos are gonna try to use siblings in arms to get Iron Man onto the researcher.
What's siblings in arms?
It's the same thing as Royal Decree, but with a different name.
Who has that? Commandos?
Commandos, yeah.
Son of a
Yeah.
bitch!
Yeah, such a great model. God damn it.
Oh man.
They're fantastic.
Huh. Everybody, please fill out the survey for TTS Leagues. We want to hear what you have to say so that we could be even better next year for the community. Also, if you want to come to a beautiful 3-day event in Europe, I recommend you come to the MCP Weekender in York. It's February 10th through 12th. Super cheap price. Gets you everything: accommodations, food, and gaming for 2.5 days, really. It's like a half day Friday. And fantastic people there. I've been to it many times for War Machine. Now it's converted to MCP, and I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. It's in York, which is a beautiful city as well if you want to spend a few extra days there sightseeing.
Right.
Thank
Is it
you,
easy to fly
PHP.
into York?
Pardon me?
Is it easy to fly into York?
No, you wouldn't fly into York. You'd probably fly into either Manchester or London and then take a train.
Yeah.
But there's loads of trains to York because it's very popular. It's beautiful. It has a medieval wall around it still, like around the whole city, and the town itself is very medieval looking. It's really nice. Loads of microbreweries. I've had some incredible beer there. Yeah. February 10th through 12th. Message me if you can't find the information. It's on Facebook though. MCP Weekender is what you're looking for on Facebook. And thank you, PHP. He's appreciating all the work we do for all these different seasons this year. Thank you so much. Coffee is saying Pat's going to block Fury off Researcher with Rocket.
Seems like Fury is still able to get within one, but Pat still has two healthy characters on the Researcher, so he'll be effectively scoring 4 points.
Yeah. So Nick Fury Jr. has moved up to contest and is attacking Rocket with his second action.
Yeah.
How does he get the shield?
Because Groot is currently dazed.
Yeah. No, so no bodyguard. I was going to ask you, how does he get his shield agents back?
He has a superpower called Call in the Cavalry, where he gets to spend 2 power to place them back within 3.
Oh god, he only rolled 2 hits, and Rocket rolled none.
Yeah, his dice certainly aren't helping.
Oh god. I think Rocket used his winging it token, but still didn't get any saves. So he's on only 1 hit point? Sorry, why did he only take 1 damage instead of 2? Did he say? No. So cover. Why is he only taking 1 hit point when they've done 2 hits?
He always has cover.
Oh, cover. Thank you. Right. So that is 9 victory points to 4 for Shadow Marvel. Cleanup phase is happening now. And we'll see where Pat moves the researcher. But I'm going to assume that is towards the base.
Yeah.
Yep, sure enough. Right, so that means Pat's going to get automatically 2 points, guaranteed. Bring him to 11. He's 5 points away. I don't think he can do it this round. And
No. In theory, he can. As a matter of fact, he can. He only needs to not have Shadow Marvel flip any of the traps back, as well as just score the researcher where it lies.
so I think Pat owns the top left portal, the bottom left, and the bottom right, but he does not own the top right.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
PHP.
also
I
my
don't think
impression.
he has the top right one. He's saying that PHP is suggesting he has all 4, but I don't think that's the case. Coffee is suggesting everybody just loves Thanos so much they're hugging him. Maybe Thanos is like Santa Claus here. You know, and all the kids are running around going, "Yay, Santa gifts." Hey, everybody, give me your favorite Christmas movie. Tell me your favorite Christmas movie. And don't say it's Die Hard, for the heaven's sake. I mean, okay, there's Christmas involved in Die Hard, but it's not a Christmas movie. Sorry. Ooh, here comes Power of the Cosmos. Oh, Pat is just gonna. Pat's just. he's got Shadow Marvel on the ground, and he's just rubbing mud in his face now. It's just terrible. Oh, Pat. But he's so charming when he does it. It's very hard to be
Yeah.
upset. All right, we got some suggestions so far. Elf, yep, I know that one. A little more modern, but still a good one. Die Hard, okay, Wargaming Dad, fine. Die Hard, watched it the other night.
Yeah, I need to do that too.
All right, I'm not sure who's the target here, but we're rolling attacks off of this area effect. Area effect, whoa, 6 hits. Good lord. Shadow Marvel's rolled 1 save. Let's see who took this damage. That was into Luke Cage. Luke Cage sitting on 1 hit point left. Now into the Howling Commandos. Boy, everybody's Die Hard fans. They've watched all 3 here. Coddle's watching Die
Why
Hard
am I
2.
not surprised?
Bunch of geeks. Get out of here, you nerds. Home Alone. There we go. That's a good Christmas film.
Yeah.
4 hits into 2 saves.
Somewhere
Two more damage goes into Howling Commandos. They're sitting on 1 hit point left. And I think they're doing the. Let's see. Oh, there's a push involved. Guardian of the
Yes.
Galaxy
Everyone
Holiday
gets
Special.
pushed.
Everyone gets pushed now.
That one was pretty. That one was
No spoilers.
pretty.
No spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
All right. So we're doing some pushes.
pretty an adorable little movie.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it's supposed to be really quite good. Okay. Pat's just throwing arrows down everywhere. 2 hits.
Into
Iron Man.
Must have been Luke Cage then. So now
No.
Iron Man, I guess.
Oh, okay. No, Luke Cage was done first, so I think it's Iron
Oh,
Man.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. No saves, whoever it is, into
I think
3
it's
hits.
Iron Man here.
3 hits, so he'll have his damage reduction. So, 4 hits. 1 save. Ouch.
That should only be 3 damage.
3 damage, yeah. Did he forget his damage mitigation? Maybe he's tilting at this point. Because that means all his characters that have been attacked are down on 1 hit point. Ooh. No, he got knocked out. I guess he got hit a second time.
And now he because that was only a daze, not a KO.
Oh, okay. Oh, poor Shadow Marvel. I'm sure he's not.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not in the right headspace right now. This is disaster. I'm so sorry. Reality gem. Thank you, Cuddle. It was the reality gem that did an extra point of damage.
Right. How could we forget?
Thanks, buddy. We're rusty on Thanos, man. It's been a while since we've seen him being nasty. Frederick B is mentioning that Pat did a traps with Rocket that failed to push on the commandos. That's what all that moving.
Yeah.
That's what all the moving around was going on.
I
Thank
thought you
you.
needed to advance for that, but maybe it's only a move.
Thank you. So it was Rocket booby trapping after the push. Thanks, gentlemen. Very good to have you helping us tonight.
Nice little combo there.
Yeah. Pat is notorious for his booby traps. He constantly sets that up for maximum effect. It's pretty disgusting. Right. That means Iron Man dazed, Commandos on 1, Luke Cage on 1, and he's electing to punch Nick Fury Jr. 3 hits, including 2 wilds, into no saves. Oh, Shadow Marvel. Sometimes this happens. Shadow, there's like just nothing you can do. Coffee suggesting that we can see a Hail Mary Helios now because Iron Man, well, it would have been had he survived, but he did not.
Yeah, unfortunately, Thanos has already gotten his activation this round, so the stock has gone down. You're not stopping an activation. And the other 3 fellers are quite potent when it comes to damage output.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that Deadly Duo is still on the table.
Yeah, I was thinking that's going to happen next if he survives. Rocket's only got 1 hit point, though.
Yep, but he's within 2 of Groot.
Oh, fair. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Oh, man, Shadow Marvel's really fucked. Uh, 3 hits into no saves. Sorry. 2 hits into 1 save. And then damage mitigation. Not sure what's happening here.
Thanos still going, punching Luke Cage, throwing him into the commandos, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, and they saved.
Oh, there's the double kill with
so he punched
with the collision.
Punched Luke Cage, threw him into the Howling Commandos. They did not do enough saves on the dodge roll, and
This
took the.
is and there's We Are Groot to heal everyone. This is, oh my god, this is such a slaughter. I really feel for Shadow Marvel here.
I know. I mean, Pat's just,
Pat is, well, let's not forget, Pat is a
machine.
He's a machine. He is one of the 2 players in the world who has won the TTS League twice. So he is.
Yeah, and multiple
War Machine events. Exactly. There's no shame whatsoever in losing against Pat.
No.
And he certainly had some help from Great Dice. But I think that things went downhill a bit too fast for Shadow Marvel.
Yeah, right out the gate, honestly. Right out of the gate. Yeah, Fred, I think he did 1 attack and got the wild throw off of it. That's what happened.
After the power of the Cosmos bubble.
Yeah. So with the 1.75 coming out, can we see a convention in Sweden soon, Huggy?
I hope so. We're gonna do attempt a 2-dayer in Malmo in
Ooh.
March.
Oh! Oh, in March though? Damn
Expecting
it. Oh,
a 7-game setup, 4+3.
oh man, that sounds
And
perfect.
no matter the number of players we get, um, we're
Yeah, just
gonna
do 4.3. Yeah, that's good.
adapt the format so we guarantee 7 games.
Right.
So either there's like a 4-round Swiss day one, and then separated into a cut and some brackets day two, or some other setup that fits. There's an Excel sheet of different.
Yeah. That's fantastic. This is exciting. Everybody wants to know in March though. When in March?
We only have a save the date so far, but the intention is for it to take place in the 18th and 19th of March.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
the name is going to be Multiverse of Malmö.
Where is it going to be? Is it the same place that the Iron Moot was in?
Nope. Ironmoot was in Gothenburg,
Oh,
mind you.
sorry. I'm thinking
Uh,
of the Battle at Malmo.
no, it's not
Lund.
in the
Battle
same
at
place.
Lund. Battle at Lund.
There's this. It's more similar to your Bad Moon Cafe place, I think.
Oh,
It's this sort of gaming community place where there are lots of different gaming clubs, everything from board games to esports to role playing and miniature gaming. So there's easily room for 30 people, I'd say.
awesome. Not 32?
Yeah, 32.
Okay.
Just probably even a few more if we squeeze together, but uh, we'll
Cool.
see how many
This is
we.
exciting news. You're like all like very subdued. I mean, like this is big. This is really big for Sweden. Fantastic. Who's the TO?
It sort of me and a couple of other guys. So we will post info shortly.
Okay. Rocket has decided to move up to capture that last flag. He does it.
Ooh, adding insult to injury.
Yeah, well, I mean, Shadow Marvel has absolutely no characters left. He tried to do stuff with Nick Fury Jr. and didn't make anything happen. That will give Pat 4 + 4, 8 points. Yeah, that's 17. Oh,
That's all she wrote.
that is yeah, 18 points. All right. Shall we go over and commiserate with Shadow Marvel?
Yep.
All right, see you there. All right, folks, if you got any questions for the players, do let me know. I will ask them. Um, but I'm mostly going to be sharing my condolences. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, first of all, thank you both. Thank you very much. I'm here with Huggy. Thank you so much for letting us stream the game. Let us just start right out the gate and offer our condolences to Shadow Marvel. Um, it was hard. You must have been tilting. You held it together as much as you could, but I mean, give us some of your thoughts when some of those early dice rolls went against you.
I mean, I wasn't tilting. I mean, it's a Marvel Crisis Protocol is a dice game, so these things happen. You just kind of roll with it. I think that it kept rolling over me a little bit as every single attack just continued to do what it needed to do. But in the end, I can also look back at it and realize. I mean, in terms of those specific dice tilting moments, I would
Mhm.
say that. I thought that I had placed them where I needed them to be, but uh, it was basically millimeters within range for Star-Lord, and I couldn't go any farther back with Iron Man, and I didn't want to go onto the truck. So I was hoping he would be free of a rocket shot, or even if he took a rocket shot, I figured he could last, that he could last it, and he did. So the opportunistic shot of Star-Lord into Pyro is my misplay, so that's mine on me, and also but in the and all my attacks weren't really doing as much as I was hoping, and all the dice things, but the dice is not the reason why you concern yourself with the game. I had two fatal errors in terms of this game that had nothing to do with dice. One of them is that I misplayed Pyro. I think if I played Pyro a little bit better, maybe if I had another game or so with him under my belt, then I think I could have swung back that early deficit pretty decently. But I played him poorly in terms of his superpowers. And then I think that the power of Thanos on Researcher put this game pretty difficult against me, regardless of what the dice results are going to be. He didn't need all those dice results to do all the fancy things. He still would have scored the points that he scored.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the beginning then. What we didn't catch who won. Sorry, we know that you won priority, but did you pick secures or extracts?
Pick secures because two of the I don't like his secures. I really didn't want to be on Gamma. I didn't really want to be on Researcher, but I really didn't want to be on Gamma. So I chose secures because I had a 66% chance of him just pulling one of my extracts, and I did not get that. I got the old just don't pull legacy, and then legacy gets pulled. In this case, it was Researcher.
Yeah. So, but you were very clever. We saw you lining yourself up so that you didn't score the Researcher, but you were kind of in a position to go after Thanos. Was that your game plan?
Yeah, going into it, my plan essentially was to go in, flip these two bottom points for me, and then move my people into a position that I could capitalize on round 2, because I knew there was no way that I was going to win the Researcher round 1, so there was no reason to put somebody up into the Researchers for Thanos to gobble up and obliterate. So, as well as Rocket or anybody else who happens to be there. So there's no reason to put anybody there. Let him have his 2 points. I'm fine with going down by 2 points into the second round, because if he's doing what he wants to do, he's going to give me some VPs, which he did. The placement of Pyro mostly was the wrong part, but then also the one-shotting.
Yeah. Okay. And when that kind of went south for you, did you have a change in plan, or what was your goal then?
I mean, eventually at the point, my goal was just to have fun.
Okay.
I mean, Pat is an exceptional player, and you knew that. I knew that going into this, and I kind of had a relatively lighthearted thought process going into this game in general, because great to make it here, and at top 8 again, and playing Pat, losing to the best player arguably one of the best players in the world, is not a bad thing to do. And so I figured just have some fun, do some fun stuff. I knew that I could see the writing on the wall that Thanos was just not going to allow anything to happen. So throw some root on him, make Pat's life make Pat have to think a little bit, so he didn't have to waste his afternoon, and have fun.
I'm always the same way when I'm down at the club playing Pat. It's not a matter of trying to win. It's just trying to give him enough of a game so that he's interested in what's happening, which he's always very polite about. Then I consider that a win. When I make Pat think and take a little bit longer on his turns, then I'm like, oh, I'm winning this game as far as I'm concerned.
Who knows if I even did? I don't even know.
Listen, what Shadow Marvel? You've made it to the quarterfinals. This is a fantastic result for you, regardless of this game. Is this I can't remember if this is the first time in the finals. I don't think so though, right?
I've made last season. I was also in the top 8, and and a couple seasons ago, I made it into the play-in round, of which Pat beat me.
Okay.
Oh,
third
you got
time's the
yourself a
charm.
nemesis there.
No, we won the war.
All right, Pat. Tell us about how you were thinking about the roster you're going to face, the Shield roster, and the way things turned out when the crises came up the way they did.
So I was pretty happy with the crisis result because, as Shadow Marvel said, he correctly picked extracts, knowing that 2/3 of the time he gets a combo that he's very happy with. But Researcher came up, which definitely is in my favor. Having said that, I didn't mind any of his secures. So I think we would have had a good game no matter what. It would have just been a very different game, right? Depending on the combination. So I wasn't worried about the crisis combos, but I was very fortunate the way it worked out for me. Then going into the game, I really liked this 16 threat Guardians team. I knew there's a lot of shenanigans on the other side, and I didn't really try and guess which combination would be taken. I just thought I'll take the team that I know is good. I'll make the threat as low as possible to minimize possible combinations of counterplay for Thanos, and then I'll just do what I can in the game. And things really went very well very quickly, right? I was just outrageously lucky to begin with, and that gave me such an accelerated start that I was able to push it home. I have to say, though, the power of the Cosmos was pretty cool on Thanos, right? That was a pretty excellent activation. That was the highlight of the game for me.
Yeah, you don't see that card very
That's
often.
brutal.
What drove you to add that into your roster this time?
Honestly, it was on a whim. I added it before the last game because I had to take out. I haven't played this roster since Follow Me was restricted, and I had to take out Follow Me. And I thought, what's going to go instead? I'll just try this Power of the Cosmos. Maybe there'll be a situation to take it. And in this matchup, I thought, hold on, we're playing Researcher. Maybe I can get away with it.
Yeah.
And I was tempted to use it on turn 2. As you saw, I almost pulled the trigger. And I'm glad I saved it to turn 3 because it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah. And then the throw of Fury into, not Fury, Nick Cage into the Commandos, that was just filthy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys could tell from the commentary. It was kind of hard with pinging to even explain what was going on. But in addition to all that, Rocket was triggering booby traps on the pushes from the Power of the Cosmos, which potentially could have killed 2 characters. He got 1 with booby traps, which was pretty hot.
Yeah, one of the people
Very
in the chat,
sneaky combo.
Yeah, Fred mentioned that was happening. So yeah, then we figured it out. And we're like, oh god, this is still really, really nasty.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a lot of damage, right? 6 attacks from the area plus 2 booby traps, then a second attack with a throw collision.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
All right, Huggy, you have any questions for the players?
I do. Starting with Pat. I know that you've been given the new open rosters format, trying to be a bit more unpredictable and switching around rosters in between rounds. But this time you played the same roster as you did in the last round, if I'm not mistaken. Have you given up on that idea in light of the sheer power of Thanos Guardians, or can we expect more surprises going forward?
So it's interesting. I want to do more surprising stuff, and I haven't resigned myself to only playing Guardians, although I would be happy to play Guardians. I really enjoyed playing Avengers in the cuts. Cabal, I played in the cuts with good success, but I don't think I'll go back to them straight away. I need to try out this new Malekith before I'm comfortable taking him into the finals. But yeah, I think there's things I can play. The challenge, of course, is what's going on outside of the league, right? And the fact we've got all these exciting new Crisis to play and everyone wants to try new stuff. It's a hard time to grind lots of practice games in the old rule set to figure out what are good teams to play, you know? So for that reason, I just fell back on a team I liked that I haven't played for a while that I know is really good. But absolutely, I might play something different in the next rounds. I'm really not sure.
Obviously, you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the smart thing? Should I say I'm definitely playing Guardians and then switch?
No. I'm just teasing you. Shadow Marvel, I know that you are a strong advocate for Thanos Shield, and I really like your roster, and I loved the team that you set up for this game. But I was a bit curious, was there any sort of crisis combination or setup in this matchup where you would have put down your own Thanos?
Yeah, well, I would say that this specific iteration of my shield roster is a little bit of a techie, a little bit of tech by nature of how the league is. This is not Thanos I usually run. This is not my Thanos roster I usually run, but I noticed pretty easily that if I ended up in a bad scenario with Guardians Thanos, which is what I assumed Pat was going to run, that I was going to end up losing pretty handily, because Senior Thanos is better than Mr. Thanos, which is the one I usually run. So
Yeah.
I actually swapped in Power Mind in order to have Brace available in case Pat flexed to Avengers, and to also the Crisis combo for him was to be if he won Prio, chose his Secures, as I would think you probably would have chose the Secures because those are differentiated enough and more advantageous. And
Yes,
Gamma
sure.
got pulled. So at that point, I can hopefully try and negotiate moving as late as possible or last, and then my Thanos can roll up last with 3 displacements available to him to Pat's, measly 1 to 2 placements unless he starts killing things. So it was mostly just a gamma tech.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was going to go wide.
So just as an aside on this particular matchup, I think it's interesting because I agree with you that Guardians Thanos beats up your Thanos pretty handily, right? Between Reality Gem and rerolls, you don't want to get in that fight.
Right.
But one of the problems I think you have is you can't really go last. Well, maybe sometimes you can, but it's hard because of Nick Fury.
Right.
And I want to mention it because I don't know if you guys picked up on it while you were commentating, but I chose to pass in round 1 so that
Yeah.
I would go last to score the points.
It took us a minute, but we picked up on it.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was the correct play. Had I known that my dice would be so outrageous that I could have KO'd some characters at the start of turn 2, then maybe I would have chosen to keep priority. But it's like one of the things is if you're playing equal number of bodies at low threat and you've both got a Thanos, you run into this problem where if it is Gamma because I've won priority, then with priority I can just pass and my Thanos goes last.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that was also one thing that we were discussing during the game. There was the possibility of I think 20 dice Helios Laser top of round 1 from Shadow Marvel. Was that a play you were at all considering?
Round 2, when everyone was dead. I was
Or
considering it.
when Pyro came back from days and was full
Was
of
it 20
power.
dice? I was considering Helios Laser very heavily, but I didn't think it was that much so quickly. I didn't count it. Maybe it was.
At the top of round 3, when Pyro
No,
came back
three,
from
no,
base,
round 2.
round 2,
First thing, round 2.
I was thinking about the Helios laser. Basically, what I was trying to do is I was trying to set up the Helios laser because I didn't want to trust dumping all my power just to flip Thanos on the first activation on 1 die roll. What I was trying to do, which failed, was to have Pyro shoot into Groot, and then to incinerate him, use fire manipulation to spread the incinerate onto Thanos, and then just get out with all the power that Pyro has on him, to then have Iron Man hopefully survive 1 activation and then which he did, and then do the Helios laser into Thanos, so that he was only rolling 2 dice, which changes the math significantly in the favor of being able to flip Thanos on that first. The issue with it, and that comes down to experience, is that at that point I probably could have either spent the power on the 3 power to stoke the flames and do a 7 die range 4 attack, or if I was just going to move in anyway, I could try to have moved within 2 of Groot and done the spender, the 7 dice spender. Probably would have just stoked the flame, spent the 3 dice, throw 7 dice at the Groot energy, and then run away.
Right.
Because then I'll have power. I'll get the power afterwards, and then hopefully with 7 dice I hit the wild, which I didn't hit the wild in the attack. But that was the reason why I started with Pyro. I also felt that if I left Pyro there, he's going to be dead. immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, sorry. Did you have another question, Huggy? Sorry.
No, I was just humming. Thank you for that, both of you. It was very interesting talking to you and watching your game.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks so much, guys. Big news, Pat. If you haven't heard, there might be an event in Sweden in March. Unfortunately, it's like right on the weekend before we're going to Adepticon, so that's a bit of a bummer.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that might be a little hard to swing with the better halves. but good on the Swedes for putting on something. I knew there was going to be something happening soon. Hopefully, the Italians and Spanish will also be putting on stuff next year as well. So stay tuned for that. Come to the York event, February 10th through 12th. DM me for information if you don't find it on Facebook. It's the MCP Weekender. And Shadow Marvel, are you going to be at Adepticon?
No, I will
Ah,
not be. Sorry.
bummer. What's your next event?
Uh, so currently, to make a long story short, I am currently in a situation where I can't really attend live events.
Okay,
So I'm thanking the TTS League and TTS in general and Llama and everyone who does the work on TTS for allowing me to play this game here and paint my models at home.
fantastic. I'm glad to hear that we can do that for you. Take the survey if you haven't already out there, everybody. Take the survey. I'll put it in the show notes. Make sure you take it because this Saturday, the 17th, is the deadline. We need your input so that we can shape the leagues to be the best possible leagues for the community in 2023. So, with that, we thank the players again. Thank you, dear Huggy Bear, for being on the show. And thank you to everybody in the chat. You've been wonderful tonight. Really fun to interact with everybody. And we hope to see you next week for some semifinals action from season 9 of the MCP TTS leagues. Good night.
Night, everyone.